Typically, voids are caused by water, so ultimately addressing the underlying issue like drainage would be something that would be recommended before you fill the void, and that's for longevity purposes. But filling a void essentially would just be drilling holes about 5/8 in diameter and injecting a polyurethane foam and lifting the slab if need be, filling voids at the minimum. I would recommend polyjacking, and I say that because the process essentially is a waterproof closed cell method, and it is not very prone to breaking down, whereas the more older style mudjacking essentially, especially without addressing the underlying issue, it's going to happen again. And mudjacking essentially, if you think about mud, that's what they're doing. They're pumping mud underneath the concrete to fill voids. Whereas when we did mudjacking, we used a lime aggregate, which is not necessarily more prone, but what we do is we added Portland cement to it to kind of rigidify it and keep it where it needed to be. And then since, I think we're rolling on year 2, we now do the polyurethane, which is 100% waterproof. Essentially, if there's an underlying issue, it won't wash out the polyurethane. It'll wash out the soil under the polyurethane. Then you're back at square one. So there's steps. There's steps to foundation repair, polyjacking. If you don't do them in order, you get to do them twice. Step-by-step process for filling a void essentially is first finding out how much that void is, and in doing so you will find that out by drilling your holes. Once those holes are drilled, essentially what you'll do is you'll install an injection port. Those injection ports will allow the material to flow underneath the concrete without getting on the concrete, because if they get on the concrete, they don't come off the concrete. Essentially, let's say the difference between mudjacking and polyjacking. Mudjacking essentially is the same process as polyjacking, thus you'll be there all day mudjacking, when polyjacking essentially is not just more economical, you get a better result, less disruptive to the homeowner or the surrounding area, and the longevity is much longer with the for the mudjacking.